let's talk about the cholera. Cholera is caused by a bacterium called as cholera. You there? Shanze, you there? Okay. 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 So cholera is caused by a bacterium called as Vibrio cholera. Okay, and it is present in unclean water. So what is our first you can say what could we do to avoid it? We should sterilize things, or we should boil our water to kill it before using it. Okay, what else can be there? Okay, boiled water. What else? Because it is very common, very common. Oh, sorry, the spellings are incorrect. So it's, sorry, what you do to prevent, not after getting it but before, like what are the different things that you can do so that you shouldn't get it? Sterilizing the things that you eat. Okay, what about food? Because if it's present in water and that water is used in food, what can you do? So what about food? We should properly cook the food. We shouldn't use the food which is uncooked, because it's very common in Pakistan. Give me an example of uncooked food that we eat. A very, very savory one, which we actually like as a Pakistani. Golgappe. Golgappe. People eat it a lot and it contains water. Sometimes they even don't boil that water. So that water needs boiling really. That's why the street food give us these type of food poisoning things. Okay, and in very good franchises which I know it, many of my students they get food poisoning after eating that brand, because they put the food for like months over there. You must know that these all like fast food one, these are not good actually, because they use preservatives and they have actually uh, they can they can get bacteria, though they actually fried it. Exactly. So we need to be careful when we eat something or drink something. Okay, so how does it act? Now we have done the prevention, but still we get it. Now what should be our body like response, the response of our body? So oh sorry, what is the effect on our body? Yes, it works in the small intestine because it ultimately the Vibrio cholera, it ultimately goes into the small intestine. Okay, so when it become a part of small intestine, it releases the chloride ions from there, chloride ions into this lumen. Now we know that if the solution is has lesser water, the water tends to move to the place where there is lesser water concentration. Now this lumen has high salt concentration and less water concentration. So water tends to move from this on the wall of small intestine into the lumen. So it contains a lot of water. So this water, this actually causes or results in the watery feces. Okay, right. So first of all, it stick to the wall of our small intestine. Here is represented. Okay, then it releases toxin. That toxin causes the chloride ions to move into the lumen, due to which there is decrease in water potential. The water move into the lumen by osmosis, and this results in the watery feces. Okay, again I'm repeating. The very first thing is um, attachment to the wall, attached to small intestine. Number two, produce toxin. This toxin causes the chloride ions to move into lumen, due to which the water potential decreases. Now water also move into the lumen through osmosis, and it results in water phase. Okay. Okay. Now what if there is a loss of water from our body, because our body is getting lesser water now. The water is removed through this process. So what can we do? What can be the treatment beside medicines? Beside, okay, yes, we would be dehydrated. So what should we do? Rehydration through very common one, ORS, the rehydration solutions. Okay, so it can maintain the like water balance in your body. What else? What else than rehydration? Of course, we do. We use some medicine. Okay, then we can use some type of fiber. We should increase fiber in our diet, like banana. Okay. Exactly, exactly. Right, right. So we should take the fiber. Okay. There's a uh, instead of medicines, we can do this. Like we should improve our diet. Okay. The next point is I never thought that this chapter would be this long.